Hello, my name is AutomaticMonk. I play Warframe on Nintendo Switch, and I'm also the leader of the Red Ribbon Army clan. Lately, I've been getting into tackling challenges in Warframe, more specifically, level cap endurance. I was able to recently complete my first level cap endurance, but the run was not perfect. I learned a lot, and I had a great time, and so did Chad, I believe. This was my third attempt to reach level cap and kill a Demolisher unit, having failed my first two attempts, basically because my build was a little bit out of line and not working too well, so I made some adjustments. Namely, I switched my operator school to an era so I could get revives at any level throughout the level cap, and then secondly, just not forgetting my strategy for dealing with energy drain.
Get that motherfucker!
For this build, you can see that it's basically set up to be as spammy as possible. Using a subsume of Roar, I didn't really have much to choose from my helmet that I thought would be good for this, so I just chose Roar because it would magnify the bleed procs and just our damage in general. You have Rolling Guard to clear status, and I actually have no way to shield gate on this build, which was a bit of an oversight this entire time, but the invisibility in Rolling Guard, it seems to work. Smoke Shadow for crit while you're invisible, and also so you can hide your allies, which it becomes relevant if you use Railjack Crew, which you will see in the run. You can summon your Railjack Crew and make them invisible and give them crit. It's pretty cool. Seeking Shuriken for the armor strip, of course. We have just enough power strength on this build that if you look at Shuriken, it's just exactly 100% armor reduction. The only bonus to our power strength is Umbral Intensify, and then we're using Fleeting Expertise to just make our abilities super cheap, and then we're basically countering the duration loss with double duration investment. Our ability range is really low here, but it doesn't really matter that much. Blade Storm goes from 50 to 23 meters. With this build, usually the enemies you're assassinating, you just run by them and you're within 23 meters quite easy. There's also Roar. You can see, if we had more power strength, you could actually jack this damage up even higher. With 43% bonus on the Slash, after Slash it already gets raised by Ash's passive, it's pretty good. Slash also gets a bonus from criticals. If you apply a Slash rock with a critical, it gets a bonus as well, which we're going to see on the Chakra. For Arcanes, we have Arcane Strike to raise the attack speed on... Basically, we're using the Venka for this build, so this makes it go even faster. Also, Ash gets a bonus from having attack speed, although I don't know if Arcane Strike actually applies to Blade Storm. All of the other attack mods, like the attack speed mods that you have on your weapon, they do, and they make the animations of the shadows even faster. We have an Arcane Energize just to help sustain. Like I said, spam ability and energy are what we want to have. We aren't running flow at all, instead we're just being really, really efficient, and then we have a couple of Archon shards to buff the energy just a little bit. The shards that we're running, we have 2 blue, buffing the energy by 100, 2 red, buffing our duration, and then 1 parkour velocity. This was an experiment, but the speed and the drift you get on your on your bullet jumps is actually... I think I might be keeping this shard, although I was considering cast speed. Ash's cast speeds are already really good and like one-handed for the most part, so parkour seemed like a neat experiment, and I was having a lot of fun with the extra distance on the bullet jumps and the rolls and stuff. Now for the Chakra, this is a bleed build for the Chakra. It synergizes with Ash's passive that lengthens the amount of time that bleeds stay on the enemies, as well as it raises their damage by 25%. So this bleed build essentially is using internal bleeding, so the Chakra has 2 forced impact procs per every shot that you take, and that's multiplied by your multi-shot as well. So with 2 forced impact procs, with a fire rate below 2.5, each of those impact procs gives you a 70% chance of applying a slash proc. That's guaranteed slash every shot, basically, and usually more than 1. We also run Viral on this build to enhance the slash, that's just to make it even better, and then Primed Bane of Grineer gives you another multiplier on that slash. So after all the calculations come in, then we multiply it by 55% and make it even stronger. Hush is so that enemies don't detect us when we're firing. We're not Loki with our augment, so we have to use these Hush mods in order to stay completely hidden while we're invisible. And even then, there was a little bit of an error where my dog was causing the enemies to blow up on me. The Venka is just a straightforward Melee build, it's Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, Reach, so you can hit lots of enemies. Condition Overload, this is lots and lots of damage right here. And then we have these things here. You could actually play Gladiator, what is it? Gladiator Might, I think is what it is. But I opted not to, I just went with Rush. This was not necessary, probably. I should have just formatted this out. I just was being lazy and didn't want to. And then we have Quickening and Gladiator Vice. The 70% attack speed bonus, as you can see over here, we have almost a 2 attack speed. On the claws, this is insane. And then on addition to that, your Blade Storm gets these attack speed bonuses as well. And it might... I have to look into the Arcane Strike, but I believe, at the very least, you get these, and then you might even get more. For the Epitaph, this is kind of like the glue of the build. It works with the Vanka to prime, and it works with the Chakur to prime, and it also slows down the enemies, so you can get nice, easy headshots with the Chakur. You can also use Magus Lockdown. I'm using that on my Operator, but this... Sometimes, a lot of times, you could just spray them with the Epitaph, and then switch to the Chakur and one-shot them in the head. You have to armor strip, of course. But the priming that you get off this is insane. You get automatic cold, you don't see it on here, but this is viral heat, and then you get a forced cold proc every time as well when you shoot this. Prime Fulmination gives us a nice 11-meter radius. Okay, 10.88. It'll be 11 when we finish. It works really well with the Vanka and the Chakur. It's just, overall, Epitaph is probably the best primer for this. Uneru, simply so that we can strip armor and get revives. And this is essentially the build. There are some flaws with it. I'll go over those. There's definitely things I'm going to change for the next run. But, yes, this is it. The first 30 or so rounds were pretty clean, but I was nervous because this was my previous failure point. Fortunately, the build held on, and while the enemies were noticeably stronger, and Eczemus Overguard extremely so, I felt good. This was also the point where I learned that stripping the armor off of an Eczemus actually makes their Overguard worse. I guess armor gives a damage resistance to Eczemus Overguard, and I didn't know that until I attempted this.
Here, let's see if we can do it right now. That guy's gonna shoot a thing. Okay. Armor strip, Chakur.
My corundum skin is harder than steel, yet somehow you actually found a way to crack it. That isn't possible!
As I pushed on in the run, the Eczemus started to become a real issue, since they kept targeting my dog with attacks the size of Bombastine's ego, and I somehow forgot to pack a way to restore my shields. This anti-synergy nearly cost us the entire run.
Oh, what the hell happened to me? Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it, boys. Oh no! I can't get it! I think I'm done. I think I failed.
All of my pain went away. No, that's not it. It's more like I don't care about pain anymore. More important than pain is this impulse that's rising within me. I feel as though there's something violent boiling up from within. Let go. I see this. Let go. Let go of everything. This is my
level care, bitches.
Let's go, let's do this. Oh my gosh, she's so tough. You and me, puppy. It's the last time we're ever doing this together, though.
Adjustments I'll be considering for the next run are running a silence build to shut down Eximus farts specifically, but also it'll allow me to keep my dog with me, which is cool, and I won't have to worry about secondary encumber putting radiation procs on the Eximus and then having them fart on each other, and me, by proxy. Another is running a similar build with Jin over Vulpaphyla. Jin can revive itself multiple times and stays in close proximity, so it always has my invisibility. In addition, the Sentinel mods for the weapons can enhance the critical on the Chakur, so there's some synergy there. And the last thing I'm considering is just changing up the weaponry for fun and testing. The weapons I'm considering are Inodem, Incarnon Paris, Incarnon Boltor, Incarnon Cyber, and a cold Kuvanukor. Thanks for joining me in this review of my first solo level cap. If you're interested in catching me live, I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/AutomaticMonk. If you play Warframe on Switch, then you can join my clan, Red Ribbon Army. If you don't play on Switch, you can join our community Discord server. There's a link in the description of this video. All you have to do to join the clan is add a recruiter with your in-game name. But if you just want to be part of a great Warframe community, which spans across all platforms, and hopefully will have a cross-clan at some point if Warframe implements it, well, then just join our group. There's lots of cool people. There's voice chat. There's forums. You know, we're always looking for new tennos.